Hey guys, this is BNSF 9370. I'm going to give you a layout update. Haven't done one in a while and have quite a few requests for a new one, so let's do it. I took a YouTuber's advice on weathering the track, painting these ties and the side of the rails and all that. I did that. That was an awesome detail. I thank you for that. I would have never done it just because I didn't know. But yeah, I did it to all of them. I was using this flow quill paint. It's not made anymore, so I went to the airbrush, and I'm a fan of the airbrush now. So thank you for that advice, by the way. I did keep the paint out of the hinge points here and the end of the switch. I'll go back there and maybe brush those by hand later on. But on my last update, I told you I'd give you an update on my small diesel engine house that I'm going to have, which I have now finished. It's this inside-most track to this Pike Stuff diesel engine house. It's a 2-port service house with a number 4 turnout. Since you're really not going to have anything else besides maybe like GPs or maybe a small like SD40 or something. And this is the new locomotive I picked up for that. It's an Atlas GP38-2 in the first BNSF H1 paint scheme, and it has pretty good detail. I actually really like this one. He had a hard time finding one. I told him I didn't care what paint scheme that they had, just I need one. This is in that, a dark green and orange with some yellow pinstriping, of course. But let's go ahead and run him into the diesel engine house here. It's real quiet. Right now, he's actually on the end of the service engine line, so that kind of works out. It's a big diesel engine house on the other end, and then your smaller diesel engine house on this end. But yeah, you can see there, it's just number 4 turnout, and he'll go just right inside there. Kind of a storage shed there for him. But this is a great model if you guys are interested in getting any of the Pike stuff. I highly recommend it. It's a really nice model. So that's what I've got done on this end. All my track is laid for the yard, except for the future plans with this turnout here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do there yet, so probably won't do anything there for a while. But got all the paint on the rails, went through, rubbed all the rails so they're shiny on top. That wasn't much fun. Got blisters on my fingers from it, but I've also started ballasting. This is my first time ballasting, and that's not a whole lot of fun. If you ask me, it's really kind of tough to get the hang of. I haven't cleaned this switch up yet. Obviously, there's way too much ballast in there, but we'll go over here to one that I have cleaned up, and that's this one here. I'm keeping the ballast out of here, and I'll take any suggestions on what I should do in here. Maybe just leave it like that, maybe paint it gray in there. I don't know. You guys let me know. You know a lot more about it than I do. So I've kind of come down here and started in this area. This stuff is just laying loose right now. It's not been glued down, but what I used was just the mixed alcohol in a spray container. Sprayed it on there. Of course, got the ballast out off in between all these ties and off the top of them with a brush. Maybe have to go back through and pick them off with an X-Acto knife, but spray it with that and then use the scenic cement. Works pretty well. Took a couple days for it to get good and solid, but so far so good. And I also wanted to give you an update on my DCC system. I don't have it up going yet, but I do have the entire system wired to this now. And we'll take you underneath and I'll show you. This is the wiring on the layout. The entire layout is all wired up now. Every 3 feet I have a drop off, no matter what track. If it's between the switch, it's got a drop on it anywhere where you might lose power, and I just strip the wire back, put it in there. There's soldered connections everywhere and taped up real good. So DCC is all hooked up. If you have any questions on that, I'll be happy to fill you on what I did. But of course, when it goes from module to module, I used one of these so it could be easily disconnected, mark the positive and negative on it. So when it comes time to take these apart, you just take the screws out of the bench work, take the connections for the electrical off, and they come right apart. But I'll give you kind of a run through here. I mean, this is everything. Everything is done here. This particular drop here is for the classification yard, so there's a lot of wires in there. It's not stapled up right now, so that's why they're hanging down. But I try to keep it all up and tight to the layout, makes it look a lot neater. So everything is, mainly it just looks like this. Marked positive, negative from the top. Keep track of all that, red being positive and white being negative, with your main trunk line is black negative, white, or red positive. I just used white because it was the only thing handy at the time. So, guys, that's the layout update. Let me know what you think. Give me some suggestions on getting the ballast off the top of those ties prior to putting the scenic cement on there. I like some info on that because that part sucks. So, yeah, let me know. Thanks.